Hi everyone. So as I told you, I'm gonna cover about the kitchen part. So let's start with the Indian requirement of the kitchen part, and I'll tell you one thing that apart from the basic need of a kitchen, it differs from client to client. As I always keep on telling you that please don't stick to one video and don't say that if I fulfill all the requirements that are being given in this video, then I am just designing your house completely. No, no, no. It's a big no. It's all I'm just giving the tips and technical points that you have to cover with the client, and client may have some different requirement. I mean, I'm just telling you how to comply with those requirements of course come with the client's counseling. So the first thing how you have to counsel the client for the kitchen is you have to identify that how many people do they have on a regular basis, or simply you can say like how many people's meals are being cooked in that kitchen. So that will give you an idea. First idea of storage meaning your grocery storage. So grocery storage can be handy, can be like in a pantry area, so pantry can be separate, but in India generally we call it as a storeroom or like pantry. We don't call it pantry, so we call it a storeroom. And then hi, come.
Hi. Please carry on.
So here comes my husband. Come.
Sorry, darling, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Come.
Hi. Please carry on.
Yeah. You want something?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I know he's very handsome. So where was I? Just blew my head. I know he's good with that. He's good with that. Yeah. So that gives you an idea of the pantry for the kitchen area. So like handy grocery also we have, like I in my kitchen generally have two storages, like two area of storages. One is for big containers, one is like for my complete pantry area. Pantry meaning I have the whole storage for my whole grains, food grains and everything like that, my packet areas, like my packed food and all like that, which don't need any kind of refrigerator or something like that. And one I keep handy, like I'll have small amount of pulses, small amount of rice, small amount of flour, like that. So that first question will give you the idea that how to design the storage of your kitchen cabinet. That is the first thing. And second thing is you can never make this point out that how many like plates or I mean bowls or like glasses a person has. So for that I don't think you will never be able to decide to create that much of I mean cutlery drawers or units for that. But then of course you can ask them and come to know that with regular amount of use how much they need. So you have to understand the cutlery, the regular use things, the ladles, the pots and pans and everything whatever they use. So according to their use, nowadays beautiful tandem boxes come. So you can use nice tandem boxes for the pots and pans, and then your small regular use plates. You get nice beautiful dividers also for your plates, bowls, glasses, like stuff like that. So first of all you have to identify that and then segregate that and create that slot. Say suppose if you have a L-shaped kitchen, and this is one of the most important point I'm going to tell you. If you have a L-shaped kitchen, how do I show you? I think I'm going to show you in my paper and pen. So yeah, so this is the L-shaped kitchen, and say suppose this is the wall, and here also this is the wall, and this is the entry for the kitchen. So if you enter, you see this is the cooktop I have kept. So if you have the cooktop over here, you try to use this particular area for all your cooking vessels, like your ladles, pots, pan and everything. Don't I mean don't you like Are you supposed to say don't you dare? No. Nobody should try or experiment to keep any kind of food grain or storage just below the cooktop area. So this area should be dedicated completely for your vessels which are being used for the cooking. And just side to them, you can have your another vessel area which you use for eating, like your plates, like your bowl, your glasses, stuff like that. And you can have one upper drawer for your small spices and all. But then I generally suggest that below your cooktop area you should not keep any kind of spices, food grains, anything that have like fire hazard. Try to have as much as utensils uh, like near the cooktop area. And apart from that, you can have your grains, like handy grains, as I told you. This is the lower cabinet I'm talking about. When you come to the upper cabinet, just like sideways of your chimney area, then there you can have your handy spices, your handy grains. Like I keep all my atta, dal, chawal, all my spices just in the middle loft of the kitchen, where I can just easily take them out. And in the lower part, I just keep all my big grains and like big stuff, big pots and pans, my packets and all, everything like that. So this is how you should try to utilize the spaces of the kitchen. And yes, when it comes to the designing, you have to know one more thing, that kitchen, the slab of the kitchen is a working area. It's there is the part where you are going to perform a task. I'm quite hungry. When it comes to kitchen, I'm just I love cooking. It's my stress buster, and I just love cooking and eating in both. I'm very foodie. I'm very foodie. People who know me, they know this for sure. So yeah, it's a task area. So whenever you're doing a task, you have to have enough lights over there. No matter how many lights you have in the ceiling area, when it comes to the task area, you have to have a sleek tube light in your middle loft area where you keep all your spices and all, just sideways of your chimney area. You can have nice T5 lights to it directly comes to your slab area, which gives you enough light to work, that doesn't gives pressure on your eyes to work. Because it happens, if you have just two small ceiling lights and you are doing like if you're doing some keen kind of work, then you have to have more lighting and enough sufficient lighting, because you use knife and everything. And anyways, it's like it's fun cooking if you have more lights, and if you have a particular light for a task, it makes you like, it gives you more interest to do that task, to do that job. It happens, it's a human psychology. So yes, that thing. So actually there is nothing a lot to tell, because I have covered everything in my third lesson. There I have covered all kind of technical points also, but then this is like small designing tips I can give you. And yeah, color combination, oh my god, I have seen filthiest kitchens in my life, and made by like high reputed designers, what they think themselves. So because using orange color with green color, orange is such a beautiful color. If you use it with gray, if you use it with, like, it's a secondary color, right? It's not a primary color, it's not a tertiary color. You have to understand that you cannot use orange with green, orange with violet, orange with white for that matter. White also you can go for the beige or off white. You should not use a lot of orange. A tinge of orange is good enough. So for that reason, you have to go with the tertiary colors. Whenever it's about the kitchen, please go with the tertiary colors. And tertiary also go with the dark color. If you have a big kitchen, if you have a small kitchen, please try to go with the light color. Light meaning light gray, light mint color. That looks very pretty, the pista color. But then it has to be like a little in a matte way, not very shiny. And kitchen, there are different kitchen laminate, that is like nowadays it's like there is a whole bunch of very good kind of laminates they are coming. Those are like scratch proof, all stuff kind of, silicone kind of laminates are coming. And few of the laminates are like you can change them time to time, and they're like with the glue, and if you give them the hot gun, they come out, and then you can do some other stuff. Yeah, so people come with a lot of things towards me, but I am a very traditional kind of person. I like to use good stuff, but once I see their sustainability, their longevity, that matters a lot for me. If it is not sustainable, if it is not, I mean, mm, not durable, then it's of no use. So that matters. And yeah, that's good enough for kitchen, I guess. Yeah, thank you.